When we think of countries that have well-defined beer styles all around the world, unfortunately, Poland never really comes up on that list. And that's no disrespect to Poland. Their contributions to the world include the kerosene lamp, the paper clip, bulletproof vests, toothpaste, and the walkie-talkie.
It's very kind of you.
But a beer style that so many of us beer drinkers around the globe have come to know and love just really isn't on that list. But there was a time where it was, and it nearly went extinct. But maybe it's coming back. That historical beer is called the Piwo Grodziskie, and it's often referred to as the champagne of beers.
Hey, no, that's not right. You have the wrong beer. That's this beer. You fucking moron.
Sorry, the champagne of Poland. Oh, that was just great. Smell like Miller High Life. The Piwo Grodziskie, or the Gratzer, is, well, you might be wondering why, number one, this beer has two names. Well, the beer has been being brewed for over 500 years. The original name, Piwo Grodziskie, pretty well translates into beer from Grodzisk, which is a town in western Poland. I think it was 1793 that part of Poland became a part of Prussia. 2 years later, the whole country of Poland was now under Prussian rule. That didn't really stop the brewers, whether it's Poland or Prussia. I mean, they were making this beer. After World War I in 1918, Poland gained its independence again. But that 125-year Prussian reign somehow made the town of Grodzisk to change its name to Graz. Since the beer style was still like really popular back then, that beer, rather than be calling it Grodziskie, is now called a Gratzer. Some say that the beer is still very well known as a Gratzer, but every time you type that into Google, it just gives you Grodziskie. Maybe it's more local people in Poland who are calling it a Gratzer rather than a Grodziskie. That I don't really know. But this beer was super popular. And in the late 1800s, like, these British investors came in and they wanted to buy up all the breweries in Graz at that time and pretty much monopolize this beer. That didn't end up happening, but you have to ask yourself, like, why is this beer so popular? Like, what makes it different from other beers at that time? Well, this beer was brewed using 100% oak smoked oat wheat malt, I think is the best way to put it. It was highly carbonated. I think the original recipes had these Tymiski hops, which are kind of native to Poland. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Tymiski right, but these were local grown hops in Poland, and I don't think that it was a very widespread hop at that time. So you're getting like some pretty unique flavors from this beer. And the last thing is that it had a very low alcohol percentage. So this beer is weedy, it's smoky, it's highly carbonated, and it's very like low ABV. We're talking like 2 to 2.8%. I mean, you could easily knock back quite a few of these beers, like even throughout, you know, the work day or lunch break, and then just continue on with your work day and into the evening. Sounds like a great starter beer. If this beer is so great, then how did it almost go extinct? Well, after World War II, Poland was pretty well forced into communism by the Soviet Union. A lot of breweries closed, there was absolutely zero advertising, and a lot of fancy foods and drinks like beer just kind of went by the wayside. So if we fast forward to 1990, where Poland gains its independence again, there's one brewery left, and it's been there for over a century. But they haven't been able to advertise this beer in like 50 years. It's really not that well known anymore. It sounds like there was an attempt to inject this beer back into the market, and they made a few different styles and tried to make it catchy and inviting, but that didn't really work either. The brewery got bought out by a larger corporation. They tried to make it work, but it just really wasn't profitable enough, so the brewery ended up closing, I believe, in 1993. And if that's the only brewery that's making this beer, I guess that's how a beer can go extinct. I'm sure if there's a lot of people that like that beer and they know how to homebrew, that they would still brew that beer, but on a corporate level, the beer was just kind of done and gone. Then it came back. So in 2011, the Polish Homebrewers Association, they formed a commission for the revival of the Grodziskie beer. I mean, even though the beer had kind of expanded and had a few different styles, they really wanted to bring it back to its roots, go back to the original recipe. They talked to a bunch of older brewery workers who are still alive. I mean, it's 1993 to 2011, that's not that old. They're still alive. They didn't die in that, okay. They went and talked to the brewers and pretty much went over recipes with them, but because of all these different variations and alcohol and bitterness, they wanted to get everything set straight. If you look back at 2011, they're just trying to figure out, okay, how exactly was this beer brewed back in the day? Let's nail all this down. 2013, it's got a style guideline, and then in 2015, the Global Beer Judge Certification Program now has it listed as a historical beer. So really at that point, you gotta say hats off. Thank you, Polish home. If you're in the BJCP, everyone can look at it and go, that's a really cool beer, I wanna brew that. And I think that's exactly what Establishment Brewing said. They called it Catching Smoke. Establishment, they are an absolutely fantastic brewery here in Calgary. So we're gonna give this beer a try. Now, I just have like a Pilsner glass. I believe that the glass that you should use with the Grodziskie is something that is very tall, but probably has a stem on it, I think. I don't really have one of those, so we're gonna use this beautiful guy right here. Give that a nice pour. Now remember, this is super highly carbonated, and you can totally hear it. Oh. Super light colored. And this is probably the smelliest beer. No, it's probably the most aromatic beer. I'm getting smoke, like it's just whoosh, all over the place. Oh man. Oh, that'll get you. Ooh, it'll catch you off guard. That is just something else. Oh my God. Delicious? I don't know. Oh, you know, the second sip was way better. One of my favorite beer books ever said that this beer is slightly sourish. And then a lot of the stuff I read online said absolutely zero. No, this should not be sour. This is weedy and smoky. If you look at the Gosa, the Lichtenheiner, a couple other historical beers that were brewed back in the day in Germany, and there was a lot of sour beer. And this one wasn't. So maybe that's another reason why it became pretty popular. Now this particular beer is not 100% smoked wheat. It is a 90-to-10 ratio. 90% smoked wheat malt and 10% Pilsner malt. Now, with beer drinkers having like so many options these days, when you walk into a liquor store, you're almost overwhelmed with the amount of different beer styles from different breweries. It's pretty awesome. But like, do I think that this Piwo Grodziskie is going to make a super epic comeback and win over all of our beer drinking hearts? Probably not. But it definitely has a time and place. Like, it really does. And I would say that that time and place is probably not right now. No, I would say that that time and place is probably going to be in the spring and summertime. Like, I could see a 3.2% beer like this being super delicious on a patio in the sunshine. This is getting better every taste, I will say that. That high carbonation makes you want to come back for another sip. It's got a lot going on, and honestly, I would definitely recommend, if you do come across one of these at a liquor store, beer store, whatever it may be, try it. You just gotta try it. And for those of you who love a weedy, smoky beer and like to enjoy a lot of them, oh my God, is this one for you. And if you think that this video has a really cool beer history, check out this video right here so you can share more random beer facts with your friends at the bar, who will probably just do what my friends do and nod along and just go, super interesting, bro, but I'm just gonna stick to my American beer.